Well, hello there. It's Audrey, a Firestone speaker, author, coach. And I've got something that I'm excited to talk about today because you know that I've told you I've been a teacher for many years now, and that my students are the ones who have taught me how to be a good teacher. Well, one of my students, one more time, this beautiful being is spread so thinly. She is raising kids, she's going to school, she's getting a certification, she's doing all of these things, and she wants to please people. And so she says yes. And when she says yes, she's stuck in something that she really can't fulfill because there's not enough hours in the day. And yes, she is Superwoman, but there aren't enough hours in the day. So it made me think about how saying yes to something or saying no to something is, in a sense, a contract. That involves your integrity as a being. In other words, if I say to you, I'm going to meet you at 2 o'clock on the corner of 9th and Main, that's a contract. I don't need to sign a piece of paper. If I tell you I'm going to meet you at 2 o'clock at a certain location, I just made a contract with you. So not only have you made a contract with me, but you've committed yourself to doing something. So these three things popped into my head because how many of us are stretched so thinly over doing so many things, and we want to say yes. We want to be able to help those we love and our friends, and sometimes we just can't do it. So 3 questions popped into my head. And the first is, what is my intention for me to say yes or no to this particular situation that's come up? Is my intention, I think this is really good for me. I think this is really good for you. I think that this is a win-win situation. And I feel very positively toward it. So that's 1. 2 is, do I have the time or the means to complete what I'm saying I'm going to do? You really have to give that some thought. Look at a calendar. Consult your heart and your energy. Do I have the energy to do that and this and that and 10 other things? And then finally, the third question to ask yourself is, am I going to fulfill this? Am I going to follow through on this? If you can answer yes to all 3 of these questions, let me read them one more time. What is my intention for doing this service or making this appointment? 2, do I have the time and the means to fulfill the commitment? And 3, will I actually fulfill the commitment? If your answer to all 3 of those questions is a simple yes, well then, baby, you got it. Go do it. But if even one of those answers is a no, then either hold off making the decision or say that very scary, very small little word, no, can't do it. Doesn't saying no, especially when we have been taught as children that we're going to get patted on the head and maybe even get a gold star or a lollipop if we say yes, if we are pliable, if we do what everybody wants us to do? I say be 2 years old, stand up and yell, no, I won't. Darlings, think about this, that every time you say yes or you say no to something, you are making a contract. So what is your intention about that contract? Do you have the means and the time to fulfill that contract? And 3, are you going to fulfill the contract? And respect yourself and your energy enough to say an honest, thought out yes or no. Because once you do, it's a handshake, it's an agreement, it is a contract. And how many times, think about this, how many times would it be valuable to us to say no? How many times would it be more valuable to say no instead of yes, and overextend ourselves until we have no reserves left? Oh, I've been there in my life. And it ain't a happy location. So that's it for the moment. Audrea Firestone, speaker, author, coach, and I will see you later, alligator.